Welcome to my channel Bookish English 2, my friend. Let me ask you something. Do you feel nervous when someone talks to you in English? You want to reply, but your brain freezes. You forget the words. You don't know what to say, and then the moment is gone. That's okay. You're not alone. Today, I'll help you speak naturally, simply, and confidently in small talk. Not 10, not 100, but 1,000 real English sentences for everyday life. One sentence at a time will build your confidence. Comment below. Do you freeze in small talk? Yes or no? Chapter 1. Why small talk matters more than you think. You try to speak English. You study grammar. You know vocabulary. But when someone talks to you, you freeze. Your mind goes blank. Your heart beats fast. You want to speak, but the words don't come. You feel embarrassed. You smile, but say nothing. And the conversation is over. You walk away feeling bad. Why? You knew the words. You understood the question, but you couldn't answer. This is the real problem. Not grammar. Not long sentences. Not complicated topics. Just small talk. That's what stops you. That's what makes you feel like a beginner again. Many English learners feel the same. You're not alone. Small talk looks easy, but it's not. It's quick. It's natural. It happens in real life, with real people. And real people don't wait. They talk fast. They don't speak like teachers. They don't give you time. That's why small talk feels scary. Because it's not just about English. It's about pressure, about connection, about being in the moment. And if you don't know what to say, the moment disappears. You miss your chance to connect. But here's the truth. Small talk is not small. It is everything. It is the key to fluency. It is the first step to real English. Think about it. How do relationships start? How do you make friends? How do you feel part of the group? With small talk. A smile. A hi. A simple question. How was your day? These short moments open doors. They make people trust you. They make people like you. And when people like you, they want to talk to you more. And when you talk more, you get better at English. So the big secret is this. If you want to be fluent, master small talk first. Now, let me tell you a short story. A student named Lena once came to me after class. She said, "Teacher, I know grammar. I watch English TV, but I still feel like I can't speak." I asked her, "What happens when someone says hello to you?" She laughed nervously. "I smile and run away," she said. I smiled back, because I understood. I had seen it before, many times. So we started simple. We practiced one line. Just one. "Hey, how's it going?" She said it again and again. Then she used it in real life. First with me, then with a classmate, then with a stranger at the library. And one day, she came to class smiling. "I talked to someone on the train," she said, "and it felt real." That was the beginning. Today, she teaches English. Yes. The girl who ran away now teaches others to stay. This is why I'm making this video. Not to teach you big words. Not to teach you long grammar rules. But to give you the real tools. The real sentences. The ones you need every day. At the cafe. In the elevator. On the phone. At school. At work. These 1,000 small talk sentences are your keys. Each one is a tiny step. But together, they will change your life. I promise you. So don't worry if your English is not perfect. Don't worry if you forget words. Don't worry if you feel nervous. That's all normal. But let's make a promise today. You and me. Let's promise to try. To learn one sentence at a time. To speak even if it's not perfect. Because small talk is not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about connection. And connection is where fluency begins. In the next chapter, we will begin with something very simple. How to say hello without feeling like a robot. You will learn real greetings, real feelings, real English. But for now, ask yourself this. What is stopping you from small talk? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it habit? Whatever it is, we will break it together. I'm here with you. Let's keep going. One small sentence at a time. Chapter 2. How to say hello without sounding awkward. Let's begin where all conversations begin, with a hello. It sounds so easy, right? Just say hello or hi. But when you are in the real world, and someone looks at you and says it first, your brain panics. You freeze. You think, what do I say next? Or do I sound strange? That's because nobody teaches you how to say hello like a real person. Most English classes say, "Hello, how are you?" "I'm fine, thank you." But nobody talks like that in real life. Native speakers say other things. They use their voice, their eyes, their smile. That's why hi can feel hard. You know the word, but you don't feel natural. Today, I want to fix that. I want to help you say hello with confidence and feel like yourself. Let's imagine this. You walk into a cafe. You see someone you know, maybe a classmate or a neighbor. They smile at you and say, "Hey, how's it going?" Now what do? Do you smile back and nod? Do you say hello and feel awkward? Or do you reply, "Good," and you? In a flat voice that sounds like a textbook? This is what most learners do. And it's okay. You're learning. But what if I told you there are more ways to say hello? More real, simple, friendly ways that native speakers use every day? Let me show you. You don't have to say hello all the time. You can say, "Hey, hi there. Morning. Good to see you. What's up? How's everything? Long time no see. Yo." Only for friends. "How's your day going? Hey, how've you been?" These are real greetings. They are short. They are friendly. And most of all, they are used every day by real people. But here's the secret. It's not just the words. It's your voice, your smile, your eyes, your tone. If you say, "Good to see you," but you look tired and nervous, it doesn't feel natural. But if you say it with a little smile, it feels warm. It feels real. People notice your energy. So don't just learn the sentence. Practice the feeling. Let me tell you a story. My student Amir was very shy. He had been learning English for 5 years, but avoided speaking. He could write. He could understand. But when it came to saying hello, he panicked. One day, we practiced only greetings. That's it. We stood up and walked like strangers. He said hi. I said hi. He said, "How's it going?" And I said, "Pretty good." We did this 10 minutes a day. After 1 week, he told me. I said hello to someone at the gym. He smiled. And they talked to me for 5 minutes. I smiled too. That's the power of one sentence. It opens the door. After that, everything gets easier. You can do the same. Practice with yourself. Look in the mirror and say, "Hey, how's your day going?" Say it like a real person. Try different greetings. Change your tone. Smile. Feel relaxed. You don't need to memorize 100 greetings. Just pick 5 you like. Use them every day. With your friend. With your neighbor. With your phone assistant. You will see the change. You will feel more natural. You will stop being afraid of hello. Also, remember this. Greetings are not about grammar. They are about energy. When someone says, "Hey," they are not testing your English. They are opening the door. Your job is to walk through that door. And if you don't know what to say next, that's okay. Just smile. Say, "Good to see you," or "How've you been?" Let the conversation flow. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. You tried. You practiced. You grew stronger. So now I ask you, what is your favorite way to say hello in English? Comment below. I want to know. I read every comment. And remember, the next time someone says hi, don't panic. Just smile. Take a breath. And speak. You are not a robot. You are a learner. You are human. And your hello can make someone's day. In the next chapter, we will explore how to answer one of the most common questions in English. How are you? With real, honest, and useful replies. Not, I'm fine, thank you, but real answers for real life. See you there. Chapter 3. How are you? The secret response is nobody taught you. You meet someone. They smile and ask, how are you? What do you say? Most learners say the same thing. I'm fine, thank you. And you? That's what they learn in class. That's what every textbook says. But in real life, native speakers almost never say that. It sounds polite, but not real. Not natural. And when you say it, you might feel like a robot. You want to say something more. You want to be real. But you don't know what to say. That's the problem. You know English, but you don't know the small talk. Today, we will fix that. The truth is, there are many ways to answer how are you? And each answer has a feeling, a mood, a meaning. You can be happy, tired, stressed, excited, or just okay. But no one teaches you those answers. So today, I will give them to you. Real, simple, everyday answers. Not grammar, not big vocabulary. Just honest, useful replies. Because when someone asks, how are you? They are not testing your English. They are starting a connection. And you can make that moment special with just one sentence. Let's look at real answers. Easy ones. You can say, pretty good. Not bad. I'm okay. Same old, same old. I'm all right, just tired. Doing well? Thanks. Could be better. Can't complain. It's been a long day. I'm hanging in there. Each one is real. Each one is simple. Each one is used every day. You don't have to sound perfect. You just have to sound human. When you say, I'm okay, just a little tired, people understand you. They feel closer to you. It's not just English. It's connection. And that is the goal of language. Let me tell you about my student Maria. She always said, I'm fine, thank you, in a quiet voice. She felt nervous, like she was giving the right answer in a test. One day, I asked her, how are you really? She looked confused. Then she smiled. I'm tired, she said. I didn't sleep much. I said, that's perfect. That's real English. From that day, she stopped saying what she thought was correct. She started saying what was true. And people noticed. They talked to her more. They smiled more. Because she was being real. You can do the same. Pick 2 or 3 answers you like. Practice them. Say them out loud. Look in the mirror. Smile. Change your voice. Make it sound real. I'm doing okay. Not too bad. I've been better. Say them again and again. Use them with friends. Use them with strangers. Use them even when you feel shy. And you will see. The more honest you are, the more connection you create. Now let's look at how to ask the question back. Not just in you. That's okay, but let's try more natural ways. How about you? What about you? How are things with you? How's your day going? Everything good with you? These are easy. These are friendly. And when you use them, people feel you care. You are not just answering. You are continuing the conversation. That's the magic of small talk. So here's your mission. This week, when someone asks you, how are you? Don't say, I'm fine. Say something real. Say something simple. But say it with feeling. Maybe, I'm doing okay. Maybe could be better. Maybe good, but a little tired. Try it. And after you speak, ask, how about you? Then listen. Then smile. Then keep going. One sentence becomes a real moment. And if no one asks you, you start. You ask first. Hey, how's it going? Be brave. Be kind. Be real. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. Your heart just has to be open. In the next chapter, we will talk about the best way to start a conversation, the weather. It sounds boring, but it's the #1 small talk topic in the world. And I will show you how to talk about it naturally, easily, and confidently. Chapter 4. Talking about the weather, the easiest conversation starter. Let me tell you a secret. When two strangers talk for the first time, what do they talk about? Not deep things. Not politics. Not jobs. They talk about the weather. Yes, the weather. It's hot today, isn't it? Looks like rain. Beautiful morning. These little sentences open the door. They feel safe. They are easy. Everyone can see the sky. Everyone can feel the wind. So when you don't know what to say something about the weather. It's the most natural way to start a conversation in English. But many learners ignore this. They think, weather? That's not important. So they stay silent. They wait for big moments. But big moments don't come often. Real English lives in small moments, in elevators, at bus stops, in cafes. And the weather is your best friend in these moments. It gives you something to say when your mind is blank, when you're nervous, when you want to speak but don't know how. Weather is the key. Let me show you how. You don't need big words. Just simple, true sentences. Like, it's freezing today. So hot out, a melting. Nice breeze, right? Looks like it might rain. It's a perfect day for a walk. The weather's been crazy lately. Feels like spring is finally here. Ugh, it's so humid. We need some rain, don't we? The sky's beautiful today. These sentences are easy. You can use them with anyone. The shopkeeper, your neighbor, the person next to you in line. You don't need a deep topic. Just a shared moment. You both feel the weather. You both live in it. That's enough. Now let me tell you a story. My student Hannah moved to London. She was shy. Her English was okay, but she didn't speak much. One day, it was raining hard. She stood next to a woman at the bus stop. After some silence, she said, "British weather is always surprising." The woman smiled and laughed. "Yes, and we still never carry umbrellas." They talked for 5 minutes. It was Hannah's first conversation with a stranger in English. That one sentence, about the rain, gave her courage. And after that, she kept going. More smiles, more hellos, more small talk, and more confidence. You can do the same. Look around. Is it sunny? Cold? Cloudy? Say something. Try it in front of the mirror. Practice your tone. Beautiful day, right? Smile when you say it. Feel the sentence in your body. Then take it to the street. Say it to someone. Anyone. The words are simple. But the feeling, that moment, is powerful. Remember, you don't need to be interesting. You need to be real. People don't remember perfect grammar. They remember warmth. They remember connection. So when the sky gives you something to talk about, use it. It's a free gift. And here's one more tip. If you feel shy, you can talk about the weather even when nobody answers. Just say it out loud. Wow, it's cold today. Say it in your room. Say it when you open the window. Say it when you go outside. This trains your brain to speak naturally. Soon, it will become a habit. And when someone is near, they will hear you. And maybe they will reply. That's how conversations start. So what's the weather like today where you are? Comment below and tell me in one English sentence. I read every comment. Let's practice together. In the next chapter, we will talk about one of the most common small talk questions. Where are you from? I'll show you how to answer it with confidence, curiosity, and pride. Chapter 5. Where are you from? Talking about places and people. Sometimes, someone looks at you, smiles, and asks, "So, where are you from?" It's a simple question, but for many English learners, it feels big. You stop. You think. You feel nervous. Maybe you feel shy about your accent. Maybe you don't know how to say your city's name in English. Or maybe you just don't know how to keep the conversation going after that. So you say, "I'm from Pakistan," or "I'm from Brazil," and then silence. You wait for them to speak again. You hope they say more. But what if they don't? What if they just smile and say, "Oh, nice," and walk away? That's when you feel a little lost. You want to say more, but you don't know how. That's why today's chapter is important. Because talking about where you're from is not just about geography. It's about stories. It's about you. People ask, "Where are you from?" because they're curious. It's a question that opens the door to knowing someone. But here's the secret. It's not only about the country. It's about who you are, what your place is like, how it feels to live there. And you don't need difficult English to talk about that. You just need to learn how to describe your place with heart, with feeling, with confidence. And today, I will show you how. Let's start simple. When someone asks you, "Where are you from?" you can say, "I'm from country." But that's just the beginning. You can add more. You can say, "I'm from the north of Italy. It's a quiet place with a lot of mountains." Or, "I'm from a small village near Dhaka. It's very green and peaceful." Or, "I'm from Tokyo. It's a big, busy city with lights everywhere." These are short, easy sentences, but they are full of life. They help people see your world. You can also add personal feelings. "I miss my hometown sometimes. It's beautiful, but very hot in summer. I love the food there." These little things turn a boring answer into a real conversation. And when you speak from your heart, people listen. They don't care if your English is perfect. They care if you are real. Let me tell you about a student of mine named Diego. He came from a small town in Mexico. When he first came to class, he didn't like talking about his town. He thought it was too small, not interesting. He felt shy when people asked, "Where are you from?" He would just say Mexico and smile. But one day, I asked him to describe his town in one sentence. He said, "It's a quiet place with orange trees and kind people." I smiled and said, "That's beautiful. Say that when someone asks you next time." He did. And the next time someone asked, he didn't just say Mexico. He said, "I'm from a small town with orange trees and kind people." And the person replied, "That sounds amazing. I'd love to visit someday." That moment gave Diego confidence. He started sharing more. And now, he speaks with pride. You can do that too. You don't need long stories. Just small sentences with emotion. Say something about your town, your family, your childhood, the food, the weather, the people. Say what makes your place special to you. It doesn't matter if it's a big city or a tiny village. Every place has something beautiful. And when you share that beauty, people remember you. You can also ask questions. After you say where you're from, you can ask, "Have you ever been there?" Or, "Do you know it?" Or even, "Where are you from?" This keeps the conversation going. It shows that you're not just answering, you're also interested in them. Small talk is a two-way street. You speak, then you listen, then you speak again. This is how language becomes a bridge, not a wall. Now let's practice together. Imagine someone asks you, "Where are you from?" Try to answer in one full sentence. Not just your country, something about your place. Try to add one detail. Maybe the food. Maybe the nature. Maybe the people. Say it out loud. Feel your words. Don't worry about grammar. Worry about being human. You are sharing your world. That is a gift. And remember, you are not just learning English. You are learning to share your story. And your story starts with where you're from. Speak it proudly. Speak it slowly. Speak it with love. Because when you talk about your place with love, your English becomes more than words. It becomes alive. So where are you from? Tell me in the comments. Use one full sentence. Let's learn from each other. Let's listen to each other's worlds. I read every comment, and I can't wait to hear about your place. In the next chapter, we will talk about another common small talk topic: jobs, study, and daily life. What do you do? What do you say when someone asks that? Don't worry. I'll help you feel ready. Chapter 6. What do you do? Jobs, study, and daily life. It's one of the most common small talk questions in English. Someone looks at you and asks, "So, what do you do?" They want to know if you work or study. They are not being rude. They are just curious. It's a normal question in English-speaking countries. But for English learners, this question often feels uncomfortable. You stop. You think. You feel nervous. What do I say? What if I don't have a job? What if I don't know how to explain my work in English? Maybe you're a student. Maybe you stay at home. Maybe you are between jobs. And suddenly, one small question feels very big. But it doesn't have to be. Today, we will learn how to answer this question with calm, with confidence, and with honesty. You don't need a big vocabulary. You don't need fancy words. You just need simple sentences that feel true. And I will give them to you. Let's start with some basic answers. If you have a job, you can say, "I work in a hospital." "I'm a teacher." "I work in marketing." "I'm a software developer." "I have a small business." "I work at a restaurant." If you're a student, you can say, "I'm a student at university." "I'm studying English full-time." "I take evening classes." "I'm learning online right now." If you stay at home or don't work right now, you can say, "I stay home with my kids." "I'm between jobs right now." "I'm taking a break at the moment." "I'm looking for something new." "I help my family at home." These sentences are simple. They are real. They are polite. You don't need to explain everything. Just one line is enough. You are not in a job interview. You are just having a small talk moment. One sentence. One connection. Now, here's the part that makes your answer special. After you answer, you can add one short detail. For example, "I'm a teacher." "I work with young children." "I'm a student." "I'm learning graphic design." "I work in a shop." "I really enjoy talking to customers." "I'm looking for work." "I used to be in customer service." "I stay at home with my baby." "She's 1 year old." This small detail turns your answer into a story. It helps the listener understand you better. It creates connection, and it gives them something to say next. That's the power of small talk. It keeps the conversation moving. Let me tell you about one of my students. His name is Kareem. He worked as a cleaner in the city, but he always felt ashamed to say that in English. He thought people would look down on him. So when someone asked, "What do you do?" he used to say, "Nothing special." But one day I asked him, "What do you really do?" He said, "I clean offices at night. It's hard work, but I listen to English podcasts while I clean." I smiled and said, "That's powerful. That's real. Say that." The next time someone asked him, he said proudly, "I clean buildings at night, and I listen to English while I work." The person smiled back and said, "That's amazing. You're learning while working. I respect that." And from that moment, Kareem stopped hiding. He started sharing. You can do the same. Don't be afraid of your answer. Whether you're working, studying, resting, or helping at home, your time has value. Your day has meaning. And when you speak with honesty, people respect you more. Also, if you don't want to talk about work, that's okay too. You can move the conversation gently. Say something like, "I work in tech, but I love music more. I study full-time, but I'm also learning English for fun. I'm taking a break now and spending more time with family." This shows that you are not just your job. You are a person with interests, dreams, and real life. And people love that. After you answer, don't forget to ask back, "What about you? Do you work nearby? What do you do?" This makes the conversation fair. You're not just talking, you're listening too. That's what makes small talk feel kind and natural. So now, I ask you, what do you do? Think about your life, your day, your energy. Try to write one sentence in English. Say it out loud. Add one small detail. Try it in front of the mirror. Practice it until it feels easy. That sentence is your story. That sentence is your power. And comment below. Tell me what you do in one short sentence. I read every comment, and I'd love to hear about your work, your study, or your daily life. In the next chapter, we'll talk about weekend conversations, how to answer the question, "What did you do this weekend?" You'll learn fun, simple ways to talk about your past, even if you did nothing special. Chapter 7, We Can Talk. What did you do? Monday morning. You walk into class, or work, or maybe you meet someone on the street. They smile and ask, "How was your weekend?" Or "What did you do this weekend?" And suddenly, your brain freezes. You know what you did. Maybe you stayed home. Maybe you cleaned. Maybe you watched a movie. But in English, the words don't come. You smile. You say, "Nothing special," and the moment ends. Inside, you feel a little sad. Because you wanted to speak. You wanted to connect. But you didn't know how. That's okay. It happens to many learners. And that's why we're here today, to fix that, step by step. Talking about the weekend is one of the most common ways to start a conversation. It's safe. It's friendly. It gives people something to share. That's why native speakers use it so often. They ask, "How was your weekend?" Even when they don't expect a long answer. They just want to talk. They want to feel close. So when you learn how to answer this question in simple English, you will feel more confident. You will feel ready. And that's a beautiful thing. Let's start with easy answers. If you had a quiet weekend, you can say, "It was okay. I stayed home. Pretty quiet. I just relaxed. Not much, just watched TV. I did some cleaning and laundry. Nothing special, just took it easy." These are simple, natural, real. You don't have to do something exciting to talk about it. Even rest is part of life. You can also add short details. I stayed home and watched a movie. I relaxed with my family. I cooked something nice. These small additions turn your answer into a real conversation. If you did something fun, you can say, "I went to the park. I saw a movie with a friend. We had a barbecue. I visited my grandparents. I went shopping." Again, these are short, easy to remember. You can build on them if you want. "I saw a movie with my sister. It was really funny." Or, "We went to the beach. The weather was perfect." Little moments, little stories. That's all small talk is. Let me tell you about my student Ayaka. She used to feel nervous every Monday. She told me, "My teacher always asks about my weekend, and I never know what to say." I feel stupid. I said, you are not stupid. You just need some tools. So we practiced. She wrote down 3 small things every weekend. Just 3. Then we practiced saying them in English. I made pancakes. I called my mom. I listened to music. After 2 weeks, she felt ready. On Monday, her teacher asked again, "What did you do this weekend?" And she answered, "I made pancakes on Saturday. And on Sunday, I went for a walk." The teacher smiled. The moment passed. But inside, something had changed. She had spoken. She had connected. And she was proud. You can do that too. Every weekend, write down 1 or 2 things you did. Say them out loud. Practice with a mirror, or with a friend, or even with your phone. You don't need grammar books. You need real sentences, real moments, real practice. And don't forget, you can also ask questions. After someone shares, you can say, "That sounds fun. What movie did you see? Did you enjoy it? Where did you go? Do you do that often?" These questions keep the talk going. They show interest. They make people feel good. And they make you feel more fluent. Because you're not just answering, you're participating. Also, if you really did nothing, that's okay too. You can say, "I didn't do much. Just needed rest. It was a lazy weekend." Sometimes quiet weekends are the best. Be honest. Be real. Be human. That's what makes small talk work. So what did you do last weekend? Try saying it in 1 or 2 short English sentences. Comment below. Tell me. Let's practice together. Don't be shy. Even if you just rested, your words matter. Your English matters. Your life matters. In the next chapter, we'll talk about hobbies and interests. How to speak about the things you love doing in your free time. This is where small talk gets fun and personal. Let's keep going. Chapter 8. Hobbies and interests. Finding connection. When someone says, "What do you like to do?" your mind often goes blank. You understand the question. You know what you enjoy, maybe reading, cooking, walking, or listening to music. But in English, you feel unsure. You want to speak, but the words feel too big, too many. So you say something short like, "I like music," and then you stop. The other person smiles and nods, but the conversation ends. Deep inside, you feel a little frustrated. You have more to say. You want to share. You want to connect. But your English feels too small for your heart. This chapter will help you change that. Because talking about your hobbies, the things you love, is one of the best ways to connect with others. These are not just hobbies. They are part of your personality. They tell others who you are. And the good news? You don't need perfect English to talk about them. You just need real, simple words with real, simple feelings. And today, we'll build those words together. Let's begin with some simple ways to talk about hobbies. You can say, "I like reading. I enjoy cooking. I love music. I like going for walks. I'm into photography. I enjoy learning English in my free time." These sentences are easy, but they are strong. You can use them with anyone. You can say them with confidence. And if you want to add more, you can say, "I like reading mystery books. I enjoy cooking traditional food from my country. I love playing the guitar when I'm alone. I go for long walks every morning. I'm really into taking photos of nature. I like watching English videos online." Adding a small detail makes your hobby come alive. It gives the other person something to ask about. "Oh, what kind of music do you like? Do you cook often? Where do you take photos?" And suddenly, you're not just speaking English. You're having a real conversation. Let me tell you about my student Amal. She was very quiet in class. When we practiced small talk, she always said, "Nothing special, or I don't do much. But one day, I asked her directly, what do you do when you're alone and happy? She thought for a second and said, I paint flowers. Her face changed. Her eyes lit up. I paint small flowers in a notebook. It makes me calm. I smiled and said, that's your hobby. That's your English. We practiced that sentence again and again. I like painting flowers. It makes me feel peaceful. And the next time someone asked, what do you like to do? She answered with pride. That small change made her feel seen. It gave her power. Your hobby may feel small, but it's a big part of you. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have 5 hobbies. Just speak from the heart. Talk about what makes you happy. Talk about what you do when you are relaxed. It could be dancing, singing, writing, gardening, talking with friends, even sleeping. These are all parts of life. And life is what makes language real. If you're not sure how to say your hobby, keep it simple. Use easy verbs like, love, enjoy, sometimes, often, in my free time. Then connect it with the activity. I sometimes play games. I enjoy writing in a notebook. I love talking to my mom on the phone. These are not textbook sentences. These are real-life sentences. These are your sentences. You can also ask others, what do you like to do? Do you have any hobbies? How do you relax after work? Do you enjoy music or books? Any fun plans for the weekend? When you ask about someone's hobbies, you are showing care. You are creating space. And when they answer, you can listen, then reply. That's how real friendship begins. Small sentences, real interest, warm hearts. So let's practice. What do you like to do? Say it now, out loud. One sentence. Add a detail if you can. Say it with a smile. Say it like you're talking to a friend. Because one day you will. And comment below. Tell me what you love doing in your free time. Even just one sentence. I'll read it. I'll smile. And I'll say, yes, that's real English. In the next chapter, we will talk about one of the most delicious topics in small talk, food. You'll learn how to talk about what you eat, cook, and crave, using fun and simple English. Chapter 9. Food Talk. Simple sentences for everyday eating. Let's talk about food. Everyone eats. Everyone has favorite dishes. Everyone has memories around food, family dinners, street snacks, birthday cakes, or a hot cup of tea after a long day. That's why food is one of the easiest and warmest topics for small talk. You don't need a perfect accent. You don't need big grammar. You just need simple sentences and a smile. And suddenly, you have a real conversation. What do you like to eat? Do you cook? What's your favorite dish? These questions are light, friendly, and they create connection fast. Today, I will help you answer them with ease and joy. Let's begin with the basics. If someone asks you, do you like cooking? Or what do you usually eat for lunch? You can reply with simple and natural answers like, I usually eat rice and chicken. I love spicy food. I cook dinner every night. I don't like cooking, but I enjoy eating. These are all real answers. You don't need to explain everything. Just give one short, honest line. That's all it takes to sound friendly and confident. If you want to say more, add a little detail. I usually eat rice and chicken. It's a traditional dish in my country. Or, I enjoy cooking pasta with vegetables. It's quick and healthy. Or, I like trying new recipes on weekends. These small details help the listener feel closer to you. They can picture your meal. They may even say, that sounds delicious, and ask more questions. Now you're not just speaking English. You're sharing something personal. Let me tell you about my student Lily. She loved to cook, but she never talked about it in English class. She thought it wasn't important. But one day, during practice, someone asked her, "Do you like cooking?" She hesitated, then smiled. "Yes," she said quietly. "I love baking cakes." We asked her more. She said, "My grandma taught me. We bake together every Sunday." Suddenly, her whole face lit up. She spoke with joy, not fear. That's the power of food talk. It connects not only people, but generations, stories, and hearts. You can do the same. Think about what you eat every day. Think about what food brings you joy. Even something simple, like making tea in the morning, can become a sentence. I always drink tea in the morning. It helps me feel calm. That's a great sentence. That's real life. That's English that matters. Let's learn some useful phrases. You can say, "I'm hungry." "I'm full." "This is so tasty." "I love sweet food." "I don't eat meat." "I'm trying to eat healthy." "I always eat breakfast." "I skip lunch sometimes." "My favorite food is pizza." "I love trying new food." You can also talk about where you eat. "I usually eat at home." "I sometimes eat out with friends." "There's a great restaurant near my house." These are easy sentences. You can say them in any small talk situation, at school, at work, on a date, or with new friends. And don't forget to ask questions too. What kind of food do you like? Can you cook? What's your favorite meal? Do you eat breakfast every day? These small questions show interest. And food is one of the few topics where people always have something to say. Everyone has a favorite dish. Everyone has a story about food. Also, you can talk about your culture. If your country has a special dish, talk about it. In my country, we eat biryani on special days. We have a sweet dessert made with rice and milk. My mom makes the best soup in the world. Even if the person doesn't know your food, they will feel your love. And that love becomes connection. And that connection becomes conversation. So now let's practice. What is your favorite food? Say it in one sentence. Say where you eat it, or who you eat it with. Say why you like it. Then try asking the same question to someone. It can be a friend, a classmate, or even in the comments. What's your favorite food? It's a simple sentence, but it can start a long and beautiful talk. Now I ask you, what did you eat today? Write one sentence in English in the comments. I want to know. I read every message. Let's share food stories together. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to express feelings in small talk. Not deep emotions, but everyday moods like, "I'm tired," or "That's exciting." You'll learn how to sound natural, honest, and warm, even with short sentences. Chapter 10. Talking about feelings, but lightly. Feelings are part of every conversation. We feel tired, happy, stressed, excited, or even bored. But when someone asks us, "How are you feeling?" or when we want to say how we feel, we often freeze. We worry, what's the right word? What's the polite way? Will they understand me? Will I sound strange or too emotional? So we stay quiet. Or we say, "I'm fine," even when we are not. But in real life, people talk about feelings all the time. Not deep feelings, just small, everyday emotions. And in this chapter, you will learn how to talk about them, simply and gently, just like native speakers do. First, you don't need to talk about deep emotions. You don't need to tell your full story. You just need to learn how to say short, true things. Things like, "I'm a bit tired today." "I'm really happy for you." "That sounds stressful." These are the small emotional sentences we use every day. They are safe. They are polite. But they are also real. They show that you are not a robot. You are a human, and when you speak like that, people feel close to you. Let's start with simple phrases to describe your feelings. You can say, I'm a little tired. I'm feeling good today. I'm excited about the weekend. I'm nervous about my test. I'm happy to see you. I'm not in the mood to work. It's been a long day. I feel relaxed now. I'm really enjoying this. I'm just a bit stressed. These are not dramatic. They are honest. You can use them with friends, teachers, coworkers, or even strangers in light talk. You don't need to say everything. Just say enough to connect. That's what small talk is, connection without pressure. Now let me tell you a story. One of my students, Saeed, came to class looking very quiet. Usually he smiled. That day he didn't. I asked, "Are you okay?" And he said, Yes, I'm fine." But I knew he wasn't. After class, I asked again, softly this time. He looked down and said, "I'm a little sad. My friend left the city." I said, "Thank you for telling me." That one small sentence, "I'm a little sad," opened the door. We talked for 5 minutes. And later, he told me. That helped me feel better. English is not just for books and grammar. It's also for feelings. It's for saying, "I'm tired," and letting someone understand. You can also show care with feelings. For example, if someone says, "I have a big test tomorrow," you can say, "Good luck," or "You'll do great." If someone says, "I'm not feeling well," you can say, "Oh no, I hope you feel better soon." If someone shares something happy, say, "That's amazing," or "I'm happy for you." These are simple replies, but they make people feel seen and supported. And when you say them, your English becomes warm and human. Let's also learn how to ask about someone's feelings, softly and kindly. You can ask, "How are you feeling today? Are you okay? Did you have a good day? You seem happy. What happened? You look tired. Long day?" You don't need to ask big, serious questions. Just little ones. With a kind voice. With gentle eyes. This creates safety. And in that safety, real talk begins. Sometimes, we don't feel like talking. That's okay too. You can say, "I don't feel like talking today," or "I just need a quiet moment." These are honest, respectful sentences, and you can use them when you want to protect your energy. So now I ask you, how are you feeling today? Don't say fine. Be honest. One word. One sentence. Say it out loud. Write it down. I feel tired. I feel calm. I feel thankful. That's enough. That's your voice. That's your real English. And comment below, how are you feeling right now, in this moment? Let's practice emotional English together. I will read it, and I will understand. Because I know that even a small sentence like, "I'm okay, just tired," can carry so much meaning. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to give compliments and how to respond to them. These small moments of kindness are powerful in English, and I'll show you how to use them naturally and warmly. Chapter 11. Making small compliments and accepting them. Everyone likes a kind word. When someone says, "You look nice today," or "Good job," something warm happens inside. You feel noticed. You feel good. And the person who gave the compliment feels good too. But many English learners feel nervous about giving compliments. They worry, is it okay to say that? Will it sound strange? What if I say it the wrong way? And many also feel shy when someone gives them a compliment. They don't know how to respond. So they say nothing, or they change the subject. And a nice moment disappears. But compliments are a beautiful part of small talk. They are simple. They are powerful. And they open the door to more conversation, more trust, and more joy. That's why this chapter is important. I will show you how to give small compliments in everyday English and how to accept them with grace. It's not about being perfect. It's about being kind. And kindness is a language everyone understands. Let's begin with some easy compliments. You can say, "I like your shirt. That color looks good on you. Nice haircut. You're really good at this. That's a great idea. You did a great job. I love your smile. This food is amazing. You speak English very well. You're always so helpful." These sentences are short. They are safe. And they are very common in English-speaking countries. People give these compliments at school, at work, with friends, even with strangers. If you see something good, say it. If you feel something nice, share it. That's how you build connection with others. Let me tell you a story. My student Ahmed was very polite, but very quiet. One day, after class, another student helped him with his bag. Ahmed looked at him and said, "You're kind." The other student smiled, touched his heart, and said, "Thank you. That means a lot." Later, Ahmed came to me and said, "I gave a compliment, and it felt good." I smiled and said, "Yes, it always does." That small moment made both boys feel warm. That's the power of a compliment. You can do that too. Just look around. See something nice. Say something true. And if you feel shy, practice alone first. Stand in front of the mirror. Say, "Nice job." Say, "You look great today." Say, "You worked hard." These words will become natural. And when the moment comes, you'll be ready. Now let's learn how to respond when someone gives you a compliment. Don't say, "No, it's nothing." Don't change the topic quickly. Just accept it kindly. Here are some simple replies. "Thank you. That's kind of you." "Thanks, I really appreciate it." "Thanks. I wasn't sure, but that makes me feel better." "Oh, thank you, you just made my day." These replies are short, sweet, and polite. You don't need to say too much. Just smile, say thank you, and let yourself feel good. Compliments are gifts. Don't throw them away. Accept them, keep them, and maybe give one back later. You can also return a compliment if it feels right. For example, if someone says, "You look nice today," you can say, "Thank you." "You too," or "Thanks. I like your jacket." But don't feel pressure. You don't have to return every compliment. Just be honest. Be soft. Be warm. Compliments are also a great way to start conversations. You can say to a stranger, "I love your bag. Where did you get it?" Or to a coworker, "That presentation was really clear." These little sentences break the ice. They create smiles. And they help you feel less nervous. Now I want you to practice. Think of one compliment you can say today. To someone you know, or even a stranger. Say it in simple English. Say it slowly. Say it kindly. It could be about someone's clothes, their work, their smile, their help, anything. And when someone compliments you, try not to feel shy. Smile. Say thank you. And let that moment stay in your heart. So what compliment will you give today? Write it in the comments. Practice it here. Let's share some kindness together. In the next chapter, we will talk about how to ask for help politely, in the store, on the street, or in conversation. These small sentences will help you feel strong and calm in everyday life. Chapter 12. Asking for help politely. Sometimes you need help. You are in a shop and can't find something. You are in a new place and feel lost. Or you don't understand a word someone said. Your heart starts to beat fast. You want to ask, but you feel afraid. You worry your English is not good enough. You worry people will not understand. You feel small. And so, you stay quiet. You say nothing. You miss the moment. And later, you feel bad. Not because you needed help, but because you didn't ask. This happens to many learners. That's why today's chapter is so important. In English, asking for help is normal. It is not rude. It is not weak. It is human. And when you learn how to do it politely, you will feel calm. You will feel in control. You will speak without fear. Because asking for help is not about perfect grammar. It's about simple, kind words. Words that help you move forward. Words that open doors. Let's start with some easy phrases. These are the sentences you can use when you need something. Excuse me, can you help me? Sorry, where is the bathroom? Could you tell me how to get to the station? I'm looking for the bread aisle. Can you explain that again, please? I don't understand. Could you repeat that? How do you say this in English? Can you write it down for me? Sorry to bother you, but I need help. These sentences are short. They are friendly. And they work in any situation, at the supermarket, in class, at the airport, or even online. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need to be perfect. Just use a kind tone. Smile. And say the words clearly. People will listen. People will help. Let me tell you about my student Rena. She was learning English in Canada. One day, she got lost. She was standing on the street, looking around, looking scared. She wanted to ask someone, but she was too nervous. Then she remembered the sentence we practiced. Excuse me, could you help me? She walked up to a woman and said it. The woman smiled and said, of course. And 5 minutes later, Rena was on the right bus, heading home. Later she told me, that sentence saved my day. Just one sentence. But it gave her safety. It gave her power. You can do the same. Start with just one phrase. Practice it. Say it in front of the mirror. Whisper it to yourself on the bus. Repeat it in your mind. Excuse me, can you help me? Make it your friend, your safety tool. Then, when the time comes, you will use it with calm. You will not panic. You will not freeze. You will speak. And remember, English speakers are usually kind. They don't expect perfect English. If you speak slowly, they will wait. If you use simple words, they will understand. And if you smile, they will smile back. So don't feel small when asking for help. Feel brave. Because brave people ask when they don't know. Now let's learn how to respond when someone helps you. Say, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That was very kind of you. Thanks. I was a little lost. You've been very helpful. These are polite. These are warm. And they make the other person feel good too. Helping feels good. And thanking someone creates a beautiful moment. You can also add a little extra. Thanks, I'm new here. Or, I'm still learning English. Most people will smile and say, you're doing great. And you will feel seen. You will feel proud. That's how confidence grows. One kind sentence at a time. So now I ask you, what sentence do you use when you need help? Write one in the comments. Practice with us. Make it your habit. And next time you're lost, or confused, or unsure, speak. Don't stay silent. Ask, and keep going. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to speak in school, class, or at work. You'll learn simple English for polite, professional, and everyday moments that help you feel respected and confident. Chapter 13. Conversations at work or school. For many English learners, speaking in public places like work or school feels scary. You're not just chatting. You're in a place where people expect you to speak clearly, be professional, and follow rules. You don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to sound slow. You want to sound smart, polite, and confident. But the truth is, many people don't feel that way, not even in their own language. So when you go to work or class and someone says, "Can I ask you something?" or "Do you have a minute?" your heart starts to race. You understand the words, but your mouth can't move. You freeze. You smile nervously and say nothing. That's okay. That is normal. But it doesn't have to stay that way. In this chapter, I want to give you something powerful, simple English sentences for work and school. Not difficult grammar, not long words. Just easy phrases that help you speak politely, clearly, and kindly in those everyday situations. Whether you're talking to your teacher, your boss, a coworker, or a classmate, these phrases will help you connect, show respect, and feel calm. Let's begin with polite ways to ask someone for their time or attention. You don't need to say a lot. Just something like, "Excuse me, do you have a moment? Can I ask you something? Is now a good time? Sorry to bother you, but I have a quick question." These are beautiful because they are respectful. You are showing that the other person's time matters. And when people hear this kind of sentence, they usually listen carefully. They feel respected, and they respond with kindness. You can also respond to someone else with a polite voice. If a teacher asks, "Do you understand?" you can say, "Not yet, but I'm trying." If your coworker says, "Can you help me with this?" you can say, "Sure, I'd be happy to." These small answers show that you are friendly, helpful, and professional, even with basic English. Now let's talk about asking for clarification. Many learners feel shy when they don't understand something in class or in a meeting. They feel embarrassed. But remember, even native speakers ask for help. You can say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat that, please? I didn't understand. Could you explain again? I'm still learning. Can you speak a little slower?" These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of strength. You are not afraid to learn. You are open. And when you speak like this, people will support you. You will grow faster, not slower. Let me share a story. A student named Omar was working part-time at a cafe while learning English. One day, a customer asked for a half-calf skinny vanilla latte. Omar had no idea what that meant. He smiled and nodded, then ran to the back and panicked. I told him later, "You could have just asked. Say, 'Sorry, can you repeat that more slowly?'" So he practiced that sentence with me. The next day, another customer said something fast and confusing. Omar took a deep breath and said, "Sorry, can you say that again, slowly?" The customer smiled and repeated it, and Omar made the drink. That one small moment made him feel strong. He didn't guess. He didn't hide. He used his voice, and his English became real. At work or school, you can also give polite feedback. If someone helps you, say, "Thank you, that really helped." If someone explains something, say, "Thanks, that makes more sense now." If you want to join a group or offer your idea, say, "Can I add something?" or "I'd like to share a thought." These are soft, powerful phrases. You don't need big English to sound smart. You just need kind words and a clear heart. Now, what if you don't know what to say in a formal moment, like a school presentation or work meeting? Start simple. Say, "I'm still learning English, so I'll try my best." This sentence is magic. It tells people who you are. It tells them that you are learning, but not afraid. It makes space for mistakes and for progress. And that's all you need. So today, I want you to choose one phrase from this chapter. Just one. Practice it. Use it. Maybe it's "Can I ask you something?" Maybe it's sorry, I didn't catch that. Maybe it's thanks, that helps. Use it in class. Use it at work. Use it with your teacher, your boss, or a new friend. That small phrase is not just English. It is courage. It is connection. And comment below, what English phrase do you use most at work or school? Or what do you want to practice more? Share with us. I read every comment. Let's learn from each other. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to speak to strangers in small ways. On the street, in line, in the elevator. These are short, easy moments, but they build confidence that lasts a lifetime. Chapter 14. Small Talk with Strangers. Talking to strangers in English sounds simple, but for many learners, it's the scariest thing of all. You stand in a lift with someone. You sit next to someone on the bus. You wait in line at the cafe. You want to speak. You want to say something, something small, something nice. But your mind goes blank. You look down at your phone. You stay silent. And the moment passes. Again and again. Inside, you feel a little sad. You didn't want a big conversation. Just a small one. A simple connection. But fear stopped you. That fear is not because you're weak. It's because you care. You want to speak well. You want to sound polite. But you don't know how to start. That's what we'll fix today. In English, small talk with strangers is common. It's part of the culture. A little smile. A few light words. That's all it takes. You don't need to be interesting. You don't need to be funny. You just need to be kind, calm, and open. People in English-speaking countries often talk to strangers at the bus stop, in elevators, at the market, or even in the gym. And when you know a few natural sentences, you can join these moments. You can go from silence to connection without stress. Let's start with some easy openers. These are short, simple things you can say when you're near someone and want to start a conversation. Busy day, huh? Nice weather today. It's really crowded here. Long line, isn't it? This coffee smells amazing. I love your shoes. Do you come here often? These sentences are not deep. They are not personal. But they open the door. They show the other person that you are friendly and that you're open to a quick chat. And if they smile and reply, you can continue. If not, that's okay too. You tried. And every time you try, you grow. Now, how do you keep the conversation going? That's where short follow-up questions help. You can ask, do you live around here? Have you been waiting long? What's your favorite drink here? Do you know if this bus is usually on time? Do you come to this park often? These questions are safe. They're light. And they invite the other person to share something. Something small, something real. Even if the answer is short, you've practiced. And you've done something brave. That's how fluency grows. Through these tiny, brave moments. Let me tell you about one of my students, Rosa. She was afraid to speak to strangers. She said, I always want to say something, but I get scared. What if they ignore me? What if I say something wrong? I told her, start small. Just one line. So she practiced one sentence. Nice day today, right? She repeated it at home. She practiced the smile, the tone, the pause. One day, she stood in line at the store. An old man was next to her. She looked at him, smiled, and said, Nice day today, right? The man looked at her, smiled back, and said, Yes. I love the sunshine. That was it. One sentence. One answer. But to Rosa, it was everything. She felt alive. She felt brave. And after that, it got easier. You can do the same. Choose one small sentence today. Just one. Busy day, huh? Or a long wait, isn't it? Practice it. Say it to your mirror. Say it to your wall. Say it until it feels natural. Then use it. At the shop, at the bus stop, on the elevator. Speak kindly. Speak softly. You're not asking for a long talk. You're just saying, I see you. I'm open. And sometimes, that's all someone needs to smile. Also, don't worry about rejection. Sometimes, people won't answer. They might be busy, tired, or shy. That's okay. It's not your fault. Don't take it personally. Just keep practicing. Keep showing up. Because one day, someone will reply. Someone will smile. And you'll start a conversation that gives you energy for the whole day. And remember, you can also receive small talk. If someone says, nice weather today, just smile and say, yes, it's beautiful. If someone says, busy day, you can reply, yes, very busy, but good. You don't need to say much. Just enough to keep the moment alive. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Now I ask you, what's one sentence you could say to a stranger today? Write it in the comments. Practice it here with me. And then go use it in the real world. These are not just English words. These are moments of courage. And every moment you use your English with kindness is a step toward fluency. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to make plans, how to ask someone to meet, how to say yes, how to say no, all in simple, polite English. This is where friendships begin. Chapter 15, Making Plans. One of the most exciting parts of small talk is this. When the conversation doesn't end, it grows. You talk, you smile, and then someone says, we should get coffee sometime. Or, let's meet again next week. And suddenly, your heart beats faster. You feel happy, but nervous. You want to say yes. Or maybe no. Or maybe, can we do it later? But the words don't come fast enough. You say something short, maybe too quiet, maybe confusing. And when you go home, you wonder, did I say it right? Did I sound rude? Did they understand me? That's why this chapter matters. Because making plans is a real part of friendship and life. It can be short, it can be casual, but it must feel natural. And today, I will help you speak those sentences clearly, simply, and kindly. Whether you're saying yes, saying no, or asking someone to meet again, you will learn to do it with confidence. Let's begin with how to ask someone to meet. You can use one simple question. Do you want to get coffee sometime? Are you free this weekend? Would you like to go for a walk? How about lunch after class? Want to grab a bite after work? These questions are light. They are friendly. You're not pushing. You're inviting. And that's the secret. When you ask someone like this, you are giving them space to say yes or no. You are being respectful. And you are building trust. Now, what if someone asks you? You can say, sure, that sounds nice. Yes, I'd love to. That works for me. I'm free on Saturday. Let's do it. And if the time doesn't work for you, you can still be kind. You can say, I'd love to, but I'm busy that day. Can we do another time? This week is full. Maybe next week? Thanks for the invite, but I have plans. These sentences are soft, polite. You're saying no, but not in a cold way. You're still showing care. You're still open. That's what good small talk does. It respects both people's time. Let me tell you about my student Mina. She met another student in her English class. They sat together once. They laughed. They liked each other. At the end of class, the girl said, we should study together sometime. Mina smiled but said nothing. She didn't know how to say yes in a nice way. So the moment passed, and the study session never happened. Later, she told me, I wanted to go, but I didn't know what to say. So we practiced just one line. Yes, That would be great. 1 week later, someone asked her again. This time, she smiled and said, yes, that would be great. I'm free on Friday. They met, they studied, and they became friends. One sentence changed everything. You can do the same. Just learn one sentence at a time. Use it. Practice it. And when someone wants to meet you, you'll be ready. You can also make soft plans. Not fixed. Not serious. Just casual. Like, let's catch up soon. We should hang out sometime. Let's talk again later this week. Maybe coffee next time? These are soft invitations. If the other person says, yes, sure, you can suggest a day. If they say, maybe later, you can smile and let it go. That's okay too. Small talk is not pressure. It's peace. And if you want to follow up later, you can say, are you still free this weekend? Do you want to meet up this Friday? Still good for lunch tomorrow? These small checks help. They keep the plan alive. They help both people feel ready. So here's your task today. Choose one sentence. Just one. Maybe, are you free this weekend? Maybe, let's get coffee sometime. Practice it. Say it to yourself. Then use it with a classmate, a coworker, or even a neighbor. It's not just about making a plan. It's about saying, I want to connect. I want to share a moment with you. And now I ask you, what kind of plan would you like to make in English? A walk? A movie? A coffee? Write it in the comments in one simple sentence. Let's help each other grow. In the next chapter, we'll talk about a very useful skill, how to talk in stores and markets. You'll learn how to speak to cashiers, ask questions, return items, and feel confident in public places. Chapter 16. Conversations at the store. You walk into a store. The lights are bright. There are people around you. You see clothes, food, books. You know what you want to buy? But then, a worker says, hi, can I help you? And suddenly, you feel nervous. You smile, maybe say, I'm just looking, and walk away. Or maybe you want to ask something, a price, a size, where something is, but the English feels stuck in your mouth. You look around. You want to speak, but you don't. And when you leave the store, you feel a little sad. Not because of the shopping, but because of the silence. Because you wanted to speak, but couldn't. You are not alone. Many English learners feel shy in stores. There is pressure. There are strangers. Everything feels fast. But today, I will give you something powerful. Simple English sentences for the store. These sentences are small, but they make you feel big. They help you ask, reply, buy, return, and say thank you. And when you use them, you'll feel calm, ready, and proud. Let's begin with the start of the shopping trip. When you enter a shop, someone may greet you. They might say, hi there. Welcome in. Can I help you find something? Are you looking for anything special? You can reply with, I'm just looking, thanks. Yes, I'm looking for a jacket. I need some help, please. Do you have this in medium size? You don't need to say much. Just one short sentence is enough. A smile, a soft voice, and a clear answer. That's all. Now let's talk about asking for things. You can say, excuse me, how much is this? Do you have this in another color? Where can I find the bread? Is this on sale? Can I try this on? For clothes. Can I see that one, please? Do you take credit cards? Is there a bathroom here? These are the real sentences people use every day. You don't need perfect grammar. You need the courage to ask. And when you ask, most shop workers will smile. They will help you, because that's their job, and most of them are happy to help. Let me tell you a story. My student Yuri came to the city from a small town. She wanted to buy shoes, but didn't know how to speak to the worker. She waited for 20 minutes, afraid to ask. Then she walked out, holding back tears. Later, she told me, "I feel stupid." I looked at her and said, "You are not stupid. You are scared, and scared is okay." We practiced one sentence. "Excuse me, can I try these in size 38?" She said it 20 times. The next week, she went back to the store. She saw the same worker. She took a breath and said, "Excuse me, can I try these in size 38?" The worker smiled and said, "Of course." She tried the shoes. She bought them. And when she left the store, she cried again, but this time, from joy. That's the power of one sentence. One voice. One victory. Now let's talk about paying. When you go to the cashier, you can say, "Hi, how are you? I'd like to buy this. Can I pay by card? Do you need a bag?" They might ask this. "No, thank you." Or "Yes, please. Can I get a receipt, please?" "Thank you very much." These are small words, but they make you feel human. Not just a customer, but a person in English. Sometimes, we need to return something. That feels scary, but here's how to do it. Go to the counter and say, "Hi, I bought this yesterday, but it doesn't fit. Can I return this? Can I exchange this for another size? I have the receipt here. Thank you for your help." Be calm. Be clear. You are not doing anything wrong. You are just speaking. You are just asking. And you are growing. So now I ask you, what sentence do you want to try next time you go shopping? Write it in the comments. One sentence. One goal. One step forward. In the next chapter, we'll talk about what to do when the conversation feels strange, when there is silence, or it feels awkward. You'll learn how to stay calm and how to keep the talk going with simple, easy phrases. Chapter 17. Dealing with silence and awkward moments. There is a moment that every English learner fears. It's not the hard questions. It's not the fast talking. It's the silence. That empty space in the middle of a conversation. You were talking. It was going okay. And then nothing. No words. Just quiet. You look at the other person. They look at you. You feel your heart beat faster. You smile nervously. You look away. And in your mind, you think, "I should say something." But what? That silence feels heavy. It feels awkward. It feels like failure. But it's not. It's just part of real life. Even native speakers have silence. Even best friends pause sometimes. Silence is not a mistake. It's a moment. And moments can be soft. They can be simple. You don't always need to fill the space with words. But if you want to continue to rescue the talk, to keep the connection going, then you can. Today, I will show you how. We will learn simple, kind, light English sentences you can use when the conversation stops. These small sentences can save a moment. They can build confidence. They can make you feel strong, even in the quiet. First, I want to tell you something important. Silence is not your enemy. It's your teacher. When the conversation stops, don't panic. Take a breath. Look around. Think slowly. You are not in a test. You are in a human moment. No one is judging you. No one expects you to speak like a book. They just want connection, like you. And sometimes, connection takes a pause. That pause is okay. You are okay. But if you want to speak, if you want to move forward, you can use one of these short, friendly sentences. You can say, "So, anyway, that's interesting. What do you think? Tell me more. By the way, did I tell you about? Oh, that reminds me." These small phrases are called conversation bridges. They are light. They are soft. They help you move from one topic to another. You don't need to be clever. You just need to be kind. These bridges show that you are still here, still listening, still ready to talk. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're talking to someone about movies. They finish talking. You nod. And then, silence. What now? You can smile and say, "So, what's your favorite movie of all time?" Or, "By the way, do you go to the cinema often?" Or even, "That reminds me, I watched something funny last week." These are small, but they give the other person something to hold, something to answer, something to enjoy. I remember one student, Tomas, who said to me, "I hate when there's silence. I feel stupid. I feel like I failed." I looked at him and said, "What if silence is not failure? What if it's an invitation?" He looked confused. I said, "Next time it gets quiet, don't run. Just breathe. Then say something small." A week later, he came back smiling. He told me he was talking to someone new. The conversation stopped. But this time, instead of leaving, he said, "So, what kind of music do you like?" And the other person lit up. They talked for 10 more minutes. One sentence saved the moment. And that sentence made Tomas feel powerful. You can also use simple questions to break silence. Try. Do you travel a lot? How's your week going? What do you usually do after work? Have you read anything good lately? These are not personal. They are light. They invite stories. And people love to share stories. Sometimes you don't know what to say. That's okay too. You can be honest. You can laugh softly and say, "Sorry, I don't know what to say now." Or, "My brain is slow today." People will smile. They'll feel safe with you. Because you are human. And humans are allowed to pause. You don't need to hide the silence. You can accept it. That's real fluency. Not perfect English, but peaceful English. So today, I ask you to try something brave. Next time a conversation feels quiet or awkward, don't run. Don't say, "My English is bad." Just pause, smile, and say something small. Even just, "So," with a soft tone. That's enough. That shows courage. That shows heart. And now, I invite you. What's one sentence you will use the next time there's silence in a conversation? Write it in the comments. Practice with me. This is your space. This is your safe place to grow. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to end a conversation politely. How to say goodbye with kindness and confidence, without feeling rude or rushed. Chapter 18. Ending a conversation politely. Every conversation has a beginning, but it also needs an ending. And sometimes, ending is harder than starting. You're talking with someone, maybe at work, maybe on the street, or maybe online. You enjoy the talk. Or maybe you feel tired. Or maybe you're busy. But you don't know how to say goodbye in English. You want to leave. You want to end the moment kindly. But the words don't come. So you just say, "Okay, but," it feels cold. A little strange. The connection is lost. And you walk away thinking, "That didn't feel right." Don't worry. This is normal. Ending a conversation is a skill. A social skill. And like every skill, you can learn it. You can practice it. You can become good at it. It doesn't matter if you are shy, nervous, or still learning English. You can learn to leave a conversation with peace, politeness, and a little smile. And today, I'll show you how. Let's start with the soft endings. These are gentle ways to say, "I need to go," without sounding rude. You can say, "Anyway, I should get going. It was great talking to you. I've got to run, but let's catch up later. I need to head out now. I don't want to keep you, but it was lovely chatting. These are beautiful because they are warm. They are not just bye. They are full sentences. They carry care. And when you say them, people feel seen. They know you enjoyed the time, even if it's ending now. You can also use reasons if you want to explain. I have a meeting soon. I need to get back to work. My bus is coming. I'm going to meet someone. These short reasons help people understand your time is limited not because of them, but because of life. And most people will understand. Because everyone has things to do. Let me tell you about my student Juan. He loved talking to his English classmates, but he never knew how to end the talk. He always waited for the other person to say goodbye first. One day, I asked him, "Why do you wait?" He said, "I don't want to sound rude." I smiled and said, "You can be kind and still leave." I gave him one simple line. "It was great talking to you. Let's talk again soon." He practiced it. He used it. And the next week, after class, he said it to a new friend. The friend smiled and replied, "Yes, let's do that." It worked. It was easy. It was warm. That gave Juan confidence. And now, he doesn't wait anymore. He speaks his goodbye with strength and kindness. You can do the same. Practice these sentences like you practice hello, because goodbyes matter. They are the last impression, and people remember the feeling you leave behind. Now let's talk about how to end conversations in different places. At work, you can say, "I'll let you get back to it. I've got to jump into a meeting. Let's talk again this week." In a casual setting, you can say, "All right, I'll catch you later. I should go now, but it was nice seeing you. Thanks for the chat. Take care." And if someone is talking too long and you're getting tired, you can say, "I'd love to talk more, but I really need to go. Can we continue this another time? Let's talk again soon. I've got to go now." You are not being rude. You are being real. You are protecting your time with gentle words. That is healthy. That is respectful. And when it's time to end with kindness, you can use sweet goodbye phrases like, "Take care. Have a good day. See you around. Talk soon. Stay safe." These little endings add love. They're like soft pillows at the end of a talk. They help people feel happy, even after the words are gone. So today, I want you to try one thing. Pick one ending sentence. Just one. Maybe, "It was nice talking to you. I have to go now." Practice it. Say it in the mirror. Say it slowly. Say it like a friend. Then use it in a real conversation. With a classmate, a coworker, a stranger. And when you do, feel the power. You didn't run away. You didn't go silent. You ended with strength. And now I ask you, what's your favorite way to end a conversation in English? Write it in the comments. Let's learn from each other. Let's end this chapter the way we end every great talk, with kindness, clarity, and care. In the next chapter, we'll talk about something powerful. How to practice all these small talk sentences every day. You'll learn how to build a simple daily routine that trains your mouth, your brain, and your courage. Chapter 19. Daily Practice with Small Talk Sentences. You've come so far. You've learned how to say hello, how to ask questions, how to talk about feelings, the weather, your weekend, and even how to end a conversation politely. You now know hundreds of small talk sentences. But let me ask you this. Do you feel ready to use them every day? Not just in your mind, but out loud in real life? This is where the real challenge begins. And also, the real magic. Knowing English is not the same as using English. You can read and listen all day long. But if your mouth doesn't practice, your fluency won't grow. Fluency comes from action, from doing, from trying. That's why today's chapter is not about more sentences. It's about building a simple, powerful routine that helps you speak a little English every day. A few minutes, a few words, but done with heart, done with focus, done with courage. Let me tell you something that helped me when I was learning another language. I used to feel shy. I knew many words. I watched videos. I read stories. But when it was time to speak, I froze. My mouth felt heavy. My brain felt slow. I thought, maybe I'm just not good at speaking. But I was wrong. I wasn't bad. I was just not practicing out loud. I was thinking too much. I was learning passively, not actively. So I changed. I made a small daily routine, just 5 minutes, to practice speaking every day, and it changed everything. You can do the same, and you don't need a teacher. You don't need a classroom. You don't even need another person. You need just 3 things: your voice, your time, and your heart. Here's how it works. Step 1. Choose 3 small talk sentences you like. From any chapter. Maybe, how are you? I'm a bit tired today. The weather's really nice. Say them out loud. Slowly. Clearly. With feeling. Look in the mirror. Imagine you're talking to someone. Say the words with your eyes, your smile, your voice. This is not just speaking. This is training. Step 2. Record yourself. Use your phone. Speak your 3 sentences. Then listen. Don't judge. Just listen. How do you sound? Are you clear? Are you fast? Are you using feeling? This is not about being perfect. This is about being honest. Honest with your English. Honest with your growth. Step 3. Use 1 sentence in real life. Just 1. Go outside. Speak to a stranger. A shop worker. A classmate. A friend. Use 1 sentence you practiced. Maybe it's just, busy day, huh? Maybe it's, have a good one. Maybe it's, excuse me, can you help me? 1 sentence. That's all. And when you say it, when the words come from your mouth, not your mind, something changes inside you. You feel proud. You feel brave. You feel like, I can do this. And you can. Every day, just 5 minutes of small talk practice can change your whole English journey. You don't need 2 hours of grammar. You need real life. Real talk. Real moments. Let me tell you about my student, Nura. She was quiet. Very shy. She never spoke in class. But she listened. She wrote. She learned. One day, I gave her a small challenge. Every morning, look in the mirror and say, "Good morning. I'm ready today." She laughed. But she tried. After 1 week, she added a second sentence. "I feel strong." After 1 month, she was saying 5 sentences every morning. Simple ones. The sun is shining. I have class today. I like learning English. Then she started saying them to her classmates. And one day, she said them to a stranger at the cafe. Now, she speaks every day. And she always tells me, it started with 1 sentence in the mirror. That can be you too. Start small. Speak every day. Even if it's to yourself. Even if no one hears. Speak. Because your voice matters. Your growth matters. So now, I ask you, what 3 small talk sentences will you say today? Write them in the comments. Then say them out loud. Let's practice together. In the final chapter, we'll bring everything together. You'll see how these small sentences are not small at all. They are the bridge to fluency, confidence, and connection. Chapter 20. Small talk, big change. This is the last chapter. But not the end of your journey. Not even close. In fact, this is just the beginning of something bigger, something beautiful. Because now, you are not just a learner of English. You are a speaker, a connector, a communicator. You know the power of small talk. And you've seen it's not small at all. It's big. It's brave. It changes everything. Your confidence, your relationships, your identity. That's why we called this chapter Small Talk, Big Change. Because that's what has happened, and will keep happening, one sentence at a time. Think about where you started. Maybe you were scared to say hello. Maybe your brain froze when someone said, "How are you?" Maybe you avoided conversation. You smiled, nodded, stayed silent, not because you didn't want to speak, but because you didn't know how. You didn't have the words. You didn't have the practice. And maybe you thought, small talk is not important. I want to learn big English. But now you know the truth. The real fluency starts small. It starts with hi, with busy day, with nice to meet you, and it grows from there. You've learned how to speak in the real world, at work, in class, in shops, on the street. You've learned how to give compliments, express emotions, start and end conversations, and deal with silence. You've learned how to use small English in a smart, emotional, human way. And most of all, you've learned how to connect. Because at the heart of every language is this connection. We don't speak English to pass tests. We speak to feel close, to make friends, to ask for help, to laugh, to tell someone, you matter. That's the secret. Small talk is not grammar. It's care. It's courage. It's warmth. And when you learn to speak with care, your English becomes not just correct, it becomes alive. Let me share one last story. A man named Farid came to one of my beginner classes. He had studied English for years in books, but he never spoke. Not one word. He said, "I'm afraid I'll say it wrong. People will laugh." I told him, people don't laugh at warmth. They respond to it. We worked slowly. 1 week, we practiced, "Hi, how's it going?" The next week, we practiced, "I'm from Syria. What about you?" Then we practiced how to ask for help in a store. It was hard. He made mistakes, but he never gave up. One day, he came to class smiling. He said, "Today, I talked to someone at the park. We just talked about the weather. But I did it. And I didn't feel afraid." That moment changed his life. He's now part of a book club. He speaks English every day. And he always says, "It started with small talk." That can be your story too. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need big words. You need heart. You need practice. You need small, daily moments of real English. And when you speak with honesty, with kindness, with presence, people listen. People connect. And slowly, sentence by sentence, your English becomes something powerful, something joyful, something deeply yours. So what do you do now? You keep going. You keep speaking. Every day, say a few sentences out loud. To yourself. To others. Use the words from this series. Use your own. Mix them. Play with them. But speak. Let your voice grow stronger. Let your fear become smaller. Let your fluency become part of your real life. And if you ever feel stuck again, come back here. Reread a chapter. Say the sentences again. You're not starting over. You're just continuing the journey. Because fluency is not a place. It's a path. A daily path. And every step matters. Now, I want to end with one final message from me to you. I'm proud of you. Truly. You read every chapter. You stayed with the journey. You practiced. You listened. You cared. And that shows who you are. Not just a student of English, but a person of strength, heart, and hope. You can do this. You are doing this. So please, like this video if it helped you. Subscribe for more if you want to keep growing with me. And in the comments, tell me, what was your favorite small talk sentence from this series? What moment made you feel strong? I read every comment, and I want to celebrate your progress with you. This was not just English. This was transformation. And this is just the beginning.